Good evening. Welcome to day one of my vlog voice project. Today is going to serve more as an introduction as to who I am, so you can have a kind of a better idea as to who this guy is. So, my name is Christian, and I moved to Oregon about 2.5 years ago, and I currently reside just outside of Portland. I moved here from Wisconsin, where I got my degree in business and design, and I spent most of my younger years living there as well. Now, that being said, I moved out here to pursue arts, wine, and opportunities in the food industry and the wine industry. I'm a big wino, hence Wino Bro. Now, to kind of elaborate a little bit on why I kind of have a passion for wine, I actually spent 2 summers while I was in college in Virginia taking care of my grandmother who has macular degeneration. So she's slowly losing her ability to see. I spent those summers kind of just taking care of her, driving her where she needed to go, and then also doing some cooking for her. And on the weekends, I would work at a winery and became a wine tasting associate there. It was really cool though, because a lot of the times I would take my grandmother to the quilting store, but we'd also go to the Smithsonian. We spent like a whole day at each one of the museums, sometimes more than one. Learned a whole bunch. And then on the days that we weren't off at the museums, I would take my grandmother wine tasting. We would hit 3 or 4 in a day even sometimes. I mean, there's a lot of wineries out in Virginia. And it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. My grandmother and I really connected because she's always been somebody who's lived kind of further away from me. So we really bonded quite a bit, and I really developed a passion for wine and fine dining. After I moved back to Wisconsin and finished school, my best friend suggested we move out here because he found a really cool job, or a certification program, I should say, as a wind turbine technician. Now, I saw this as an opportunity to get away from boring old Wisconsin. Don't get me wrong, go Pack Go. But after moving out here, it was a little rough because 6 months later, not even, the pandemic hit. Luckily, I was able to kind of establish myself a little bit professionally, and I kind of made it work. But this last year has been especially rewarding for me. Thank goodness the food industry kind of made a little bounce back, and the businesses that I worked for survived. I really do appreciate everything they've done for me as far as giving me the opportunity to kind of make it work and help them pull it together and get through this. But in the next couple of days here, these are going to be some really big turning points for me. I'm actually incredibly excited. I should probably announce that tomorrow, especially, I have an interview at one of the most prestigious, if not the hottest, restaurant in the wine industry here in Oregon, of Dundee. Now, Dundee is a really cool spot because it's about 20 to 25 minutes from the coast, not even. And it's a little further out from the city, but it's in this nice valley that has a lot of volcanic ash in the soil. So the Pinot Noir that grows there is exceptionally good. And it's a really cool area, but the restaurant that I'm applying at is Earth and Sea, and it's in Carlton. Now, this place is fantastic. It's very modern style in a very old building. It used to be an old fire department in Carlton. The cook, the main cook there, Tom, he is amazing. The food is always outrageously good. And the GM, Andy, does a really great job of having just an immaculate wine selection. I am extremely excited because this will be a huge turning point in working somewhere where wine and food and everything is so much more important, in an area where I'll be far more intimately connecting with winemakers and farmers and soms, and I just couldn't be happier if I could get this opportunity. Otherwise, on Monday, one of the most prestigious wineries in the area, Domaine Serene, is actually having a job fair, and they have a number of positions that they're hiring for. So I have a plan A and a plan B, and I cannot wait to see what comes of it. So in about a week, I'll probably give you an update on how that goes. But other than that, I'm a big artist as well. I love to paint. I'm a big oil painter, but I also dabble in watercolor. I'm actually not too bad. I also really like to work with pen and ink. I do some scribbles or kind of like graffiti style, but a little bit more pointed. I never do actual graffiti, but I have been hired to do murals and other works as well. Now, I'm actually very excited to do more of this type of stuff as well. I kind of want to create content around voice work as well as painting. So I might do some kind of like Bob Rossi style stuff where I'll kind of do tutorials on the types of paintings that I'm working on. I'm actually currently working on one for my aunt that is taking a little bit more time than I would hope to, but I very recently moved so that I could be out here where it's a lot quieter. I used to live downtown Portland where I lived fairly close to traffic and, the hustle and bustle of the city. It was just always present in the room, no matter what you did as far as soundproofing. But here, dead quiet, absolute silence. So I'm able to really do quality work for you through this voice vlog. But other than that, I'll probably dabble more on my personal life and who I am in other videos, but I don't want to drag this out too much longer. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to divulge certain information. But by all means, thank you very much for listening, for all those who went this far into it. And enjoy the rest of your evening, and I look forward to hearing and seeing you in the next one. Thank you.